Don't ask. Oh, it's making you look like an asshole. It's really none of your business. Are you sure you wanna go through this? Don't ask. Oh, it's just really not cool, bro. I'm just trying to do my groceries. Can you just let me scan my milk, please? Hello, people. Welcome to the stream. I've just been talking about how I'm writing a new song. And I was just, working on it while there was nobody here. Somebody just left. Somebody just left because I've been singing about how people are assholes. So sorry. Somebody just left. The bridge in what I'm working on. Oh my gosh. People just left. Oh, good grief. Not doing well today. I'm not interesting enough. I thank God for you. I thank God for you. I thank God for you. Thanks, everyone. What's going on? What's going on? There were people who said that they were going to be here. My friends said they were coming to my birthday party, and now they're not here. Gratefulness is overrated. My cup doesn't feel that full at all. They tell me and they're gone. I start singing and they're gone. That's awful. That's so awful. Yeah, I got the right time. It's just no one wants to be here. That's okay. That's okay. I'll just put more whiskey into my soda water and keep playing music. Maybe if I don't know, show cleavage and just start talking shit. Will that get me more viewers? Will that make people stay? As soon as the next viewer comes on, I will stop singing and I'll just get these out. And I'll just, I don't know, start gossiping or something, and maybe that will make people stay. Actually, Howdy. I have been doing this for 45 minutes, and the amount of people who've like come in for 2 seconds and then left, and I'm like, oh, you don't like the sound of my music? Okay, bye. It's nice to have somebody who plans on staying. There are certain like disability laws in the US that they're now trying to cut. It's just another thing of discrimination where it's like, you really want us to die, don't you? You really want to limit our healthcare and our access to the workplace and our access to making money and everything. I think a lot of disabled people are going to die. I honestly, I don't think it's inflammatory to say that, but it's like taking away people with disabilities healthcare and then their workplace safety, meaning they won't have the income to then make their own money to spend on like healthcare and stuff. It's like we are going to die if you don't give us the things we need to survive. Then the logical conclusion is that we die. Are you in the US, Raw Noob? Wonder if that's your legal name. It's often then the onus is often put on the people with disabilities to fix the system. And the thing that gets me frustrated is a lot of these systems, they're put in place with massive promises. They're put in place with massive promises of like, we're going to look after you and like, trust us. We're going to figure it all out. We're going to provide everything you need. And then they don't. And then we complain and they're like, what's your problem? Like, we can't do everything. It's like, well, you did say you would. You did say you would. All I'm doing is saying to you, you promised XYZ. You promised that, and you only gave me XY. Where's the Z? Where's the Z? And they're like, oh, why would you think anyone could give X, Y, and Z? That's just very, it's like very unrealistic. It's like, well, you said it, but you said it. Exactly. It is just feeding into the cycle so that the wealthy get more wealthy. And it's that gap, that massive gap that and like it really frustrates me with somebody like Trump, where he's putting himself out there as like the champion of the common man, but like the the all like just the regular old American. And then, like I had in my video, every policy that he has supported the rich and put down the poor and made that gap even more massive. Um, and so it's like, okay, so you don't want anyone other than the rich to get richer. With a president working really hard to support the rich would be one thing. He works so damn hard to put down the poor, and that's a wild kind of choice. He works very hard to put down the poor and put down the disabled and the ill specifically. Like, it's like if you were like, I really want to support businesses, but I'd also really like to support kicking puppies. It's like, can't you just choose one? Like, can't you just choose one? Can't you just build up the rich people? Fine, whatever. Just don't kick puppies. Yeah, it's like, why is that important? Us doing well is not going to stop you from being a billionaire. Like, and it's like, are you threatened by the poor? Are you threatened by us? Are you afraid that we're going to make a living wage and take your money? Like, I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay. I don't think you'll go hungry, Donald Trump. I think if everyone in America were able to eat 3 meals a day and have a roof over their head and be able to go to the doctor when they're sick, Donald Trump, I think you would still be okay. I think you'd be fine. Don't be afraid, Donald Trump. I wanted the beans to be 6 centimeters long, and one of them is 5 centimeters, and one of them is 7 centimeters. So if you could just make sure that they're all 6 centimeters and they bend a certain way and like well seasoned, please, because one bean wasn't well seasoned. Also, their carbonara has peas in it, and I would be telling Mr. Gordon Ramsay, leave those peas out. I am not eating friggin' peas in my carbonara. I don't care if it's Gordon Ramsay. I should advertise this stream as like, we'll talk about disability, chronic illness, mental health, NDIS, ableism, and possibly Donald Trump. We ran out of lemon lime bitters, so this time it's soda water and whiskey. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Oh, an American in a conservative state. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, my gosh. Okay, field of psychiatry. I have complicated feelings about the field of psychiatry. He visited me in hospital when I was there for like physical health. They were basically, I had somebody assess me from the mental health team just to see how my mental health was going. And she realized, oh shit, this bitch has a lot going on, not just related to recent health events. But he had big beliefs in Freud and was incredibly inappropriate in many ways. But like one time we were talking about dreams, and I said, "Oh, I had a dream where there were all these snakes and they were attacking me, and it was really scary." He's like, I think that you're scared of penises," and like very Freudian, very Freudian. And I was like, "I'm not scared of penises, Brian. I grew up in an area where there were snakes. I'm scared of snakes." And he's like, "Right, well, I'm writing it in my notes that you're scared of penises." I'm like, I just told you I'm not. I just told you I'm not. Can you not write lies in your notes? And he's like, "No, I disagree with how you feel because I don't think that makes sense. And it makes more sense to me that you're scared of this other thing." So I'm like, he admitted that he didn't believe in Lyme disease, which is one of my diagnoses. He believes I have conversion disorder. He believes that I am faking most of my disability for attention. And because I can get stuff out of the system by pretending to be disabled or by thinking that I'm disabled. And I said to him, you watch me grieve about how I had been an attractive person who was dancing, who was studying, who was going to be successful. And I lost all of that and hid. I don't know how I'm getting more attention and more success now that nobody's taking me seriously. In some ways, my family only started taking me seriously about certain things once I had diagnoses from a psychiatrist. I'm experiencing this. Oh, I don't know. Dr. Neil said I was experiencing this. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And I don't mind saying his name because I'd rather name him and shame him. He's in the news about what he did, so I don't give a shit. A lot of mental health places where people are committed, it is the worst environment for a person with mental health issues. But I don't know what the alternative would be, because for me, when I had psychotic episodes, my parents knew that they were like, I wasn't violent. Also, I'm disabled, so I can't really do a lot. I can't go anywhere. I can't walk off. And so keeping me controlled at home is fairly standard. A psychotic episode would escalate if you introduced more stress, if you introduce more triggers, if you introduce more people into that room. If it was something where I could just have the environment just calmed down, give me a night, give me 2 nights, like give me some Valium, just let me scream it out, let me just, sort through it. A lot of the time things will pass. If you put somebody in a hospital environment where it's the lights are on, the sounds are on, there's people moving about all the time, that incident is not going to pass in the same organic way that it could be. But I don't know. I think a lot of people make that call, make that like 000 or 911 call because they're scared and they want to do what's best, and they don't realize the result of what they're doing. Like my therapist said that I asked her how she copes with being a therapist. She's the counselor that I was linked up with through sexual assault services, and she sees mostly like women or like non-binary women like me, and children who have experienced sexual assault, sexual abuse, and family abuse. And I said, like, how do you deal with this? And she said the way that she can do this job is because she has not experienced it. It doesn't bring up memories for her, and so she can go home and separate herself. But I've met some people who say, "Oh, I really want to work in mental health because I've been through so much." And then when they start talking about it, all they can talk about is their own trauma. And I don't think you're separated enough from it. I think that's the thing. Because I know that, like, working in advocacy, it's like, I want to do this because I've been through it. If you know that things that you've gone through, you can help somebody else go through, that gives you a lot of power and a lot of focus so that you're not constantly looking inward and going through your own shit again. I think that can be really powerful. I think that can be a really powerful focus. So I couldn't do advocacy as a job because that's just me at the grocery store, doing musical advocacy is different because then I pour my heart into my music and then I can share that. But having to handle an advocacy case, I don't think I could do that, because then I'm like, no, I've been through this shit and it's too much. You can see me getting to the bottom. You could just see up my nose. One time when I was young and dumb, I wanted to see what it looked like at the end of a whiskey bottle. So I put it up to my eye and the whiskey got inside my eye. Whereas others would just not even look me in the eye. They'd come in to take my vitals and just not even look me in the eye. And I'm like, oh, I'm really not here. I'm really not here for you. I am just numbers on the screen. You are just going to plug everything in, look at the numbers, write the numbers down, and then go away. I'm not here. I could just be a lump that you plug things into and then leave. And I could be a potato that you could be measuring the temperature of, and it wouldn't change the way that you treated me. And I think that's just a person thing. I don't think they can teach that at hospitals. So for 3 years, I had a blood test every month. And then for the next 3 years, I had it every 3 months. And now I'm just like, when it's necessary. But I had this incredible, like, I went to the same place. It became a regular haunt. And they got to know me. And like, I have 2 really good veins. So I had one really good vein, and I called him, Barry Venus, the blood vessel. And so the people who were regulars knew Barry. And so I pump my hand up for like the 5 or 10-minute trip there, drink a load of water. Barry's full, he's thriving. And yeah, he's great. And so they would get in there, they would be fine. Then there'd be somebody different, and I'd be like, "Oh, I've got a great vein here. His name is Barry," and they'd be like, "I will check the veins, thank you." And I'm like, "I'm just giving you a heads up. I've been doing this for years." And then they'd poke and prod and poke and prod and poke and prod and poke and prod. And then I remember one day one of the regulars like stood up in the door and said, "Oh, Nell will tell you about Barry. He's the best one." And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I saw it. Like, and then we found a second one, Barry Jr. So now I have a backup. I am not a potato. Not a potato that you're taking blood from. I'm a person. I really should do highlight reels from my lives, and that will be in it. I'm not a potato. I'm a person. I've run out of my soda water and whiskey. I have to just drink water now. How boring. The NDIS is a discriminatory nightmare. It's a weird case of like deciding what's disability and what's disability enough. Yeah, I think they're going to be starting a huge culling, and I'm pretty sure that I might be culled. My plan is to get famous. My plan is to get famous enough that I can cause a fuss so that if they kick me off it, I can just go onto a TV show and say, "Hey, look at me. I'm not disabled according to the NDIS. Isn't that great? I'm cured." Because those aren't disabilities, those are health issues. I'm like, tell me the difference. And also, like, tell me the difference. Every person with a disability has seen a doctor about it at one point. There is no difference between health and disability. No difference at all. And my mum had been looking after me, and then I got care so that they didn't have to. And when the NDIS first came out, they're like, "Well, you'll only get support if the people around you can't." And it's like, no, the people around me shouldn't. I shouldn't have to say, "Okay, so, um, can I get support?" Well, technically, can your friends shower you? Because if they can, if your friends are free on a Friday afternoon, then, you won't get support then because technically your friends could shower you. Like that was their attitude to begin with. You had to prove that no one in your life could help you. And it's like, well, even if they could, they really shouldn't. Exactly, because I want to be independent from my friends and family. I don't want my friends to have to shower me or to do my shopping. That's what happens when like you're sick, you have a cold and your friends help you out. But as a community, it's meant to operate a little differently. There's meant to be services that support people with disabilities so that we can be independent. Exactly. I don't want to train all of my friends individually on any given day how to use a shower chair. Or if you're in a hoist, you don't want to have to run the risk of somebody not doing that. I want to have people in my house who I know first aid and who I know have experience in all of this stuff. Not running the risk of like putting the responsibility on my friends. Yeah, my mother was helping me shower until I was 27. It wasn't great, and then I had help from workers, which still wasn't great. And now fortunately, like I have help from my partner to shower, and that has been a godsend for my mental health. Because I'm not getting showered by strangers. It's funny because it's like I'd love to advocate more for chronically ill people, but I'm too chronically ill. I want to advocate for chronic fatigue syndrome people, but I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I started a project, a second YouTube channel. I haven't really talked about it on YouTube, but it's called Public Domain Poetry, where I basically upload recordings of me narrating public domain poetry. And it's like I'm aiming to like share one a day. How stupid is that? But they're like short poems, but I record them and then I make a little video where the words come up on the screen. And I'm like, I get behind because I'll record a big batch and then I have to edit them and put them up. But then I'm also putting them up on TikTok and on Instagram. I'm gonna delete the Instagram and the TikTok because no one's there really. No one's following me there. and it's just more work to do. But yeah. Yeah, it's like it's fun. I like doing it, but it is that thing of like I've given myself a bigger commitment. I've given myself more work when I'm already doing more than I really should. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? I will be working on a CD this year. The place where I record Babe song, I that recording studio was in a storage unit essentially, in the or like a shipping container, yeah, shipping container in somebody's backyard. And I was working with an organization that's through the NDIS, and they were kind of like treating it as almost like my work placement, like me learning a workplace skill. I didn't want to learn to be a barista or a bartender or whatever. I wanted to learn how to record music. And so their first studio was like in a shipping container. And then they were already planning to build a wheelchair accessible studio, and they're working on that this year. So they said it'd take about 3 months. So after 3 months, I will be getting my ass in that studio as much as I possibly can, and hopefully seeing if they can do the production and editing and stuff, and see if I can get some music out by the end of the year. Oh yeah, and if I can rant in a way that like brings education, then that's even better. It was ranting about ableism and those attitudes. It takes so much energy. And like I tend to get mad and then cry. Partly autism, but partly because it's that chronic fatigue thing of like my emotions are using every part of my body. They're using every part of like my immune system, and now I have nothing left and I'm just going to cry. I'm just going to cry and I can't do anything. These will go for big money one day when I've written all my notes. Like this, when I'm in the middle of writing a song and there's like, that's a chronic pain rap. I'll have to do that for you guys one day. Okay, I could finish with a song. How about we wrap up with a song? I am not happy, I'm not free. I'm drinking whiskey in my tea. I know exactly what I need. Don't take that away from me because of my disability. Ask for what I need. Get told I should settle for less. Maybe I'd have a chance of winning if I could just pass all your tests. I spend all of my days begging. I just need to have a rest. I've given up all expectations of living life to the fullest. I am not happy, I'm not free. I'm with whiskey in my tea. I know exactly what I need. Don't take that away from me because of my disability. I jumped through all your hoops, but then you set the things on fire. Yeah, you keep moving the goalposts. Why should I even try? My brain hurts and my heart breaks, and my spirit is so tired. I just wanna feel safe and secure. I'm not asking for more. I gotta sing or else I'm gonna cry. I am not happy, I'm not free. I'm drinking whiskey in my tea. I know exactly what I need. Don't take that away from me because of my because of my disability. You ask me what I want, and then you say it can't be done, and then it's given to somebody else. And I'm feeling so out of hope, and I'm running out of rope, and I'm just asking you to open the door. That's all. I am not happy, I'm not free. I'm drinking whiskey in my tea. I know exactly what I need. Don't take that away from me because of my disability. I have not sang that one for a while, but I love it. Thank you so much for reminding me of that one. Man. All right, I think I'll wrap things up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out. And yeah, I'll see you next time. And it will be 2 p.m. for Eastern Standard Time in Australia. and 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in Australia, because I keep forgetting that our country is wonky. It's like cut that way instead of that way, like the US. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.